game called, it's the second one. It's 3 cards to dead time. This is the second one. Story intro. 3 cards to dead time continues the story started in 3 cards to midnight, which was the last game. Here is what's happened so far. On the eve of Jess Silloway's 30th birthday, her parents Ben and Leela Silloway mysteriously disappear after Jess hires a PI named Merriman to help her find them. They begin to uncover the truth about her past. Jess was secretly adopted as an infant. Her birth father, Devin Tellis, was a convicted murderer who had been locked up in an asylum since Jess was a baby. And from her birth mother, Celeste Tellis, Jess had inherited a bizarre psychic gift. Adrian Crawford, the reclusive billionaire and notorious occultist, is searching for Jess. He covets her gift, as he had with Celeste before Jess, and he's willing to kill to get it. Jess is confused by her emerging abilities. She finds herself traveling, leaving her body and suddenly appearing in other places and times. When no one to help her understand, she turns to Sydney, her mother Leela's tarot card reading guru. He does his best to help Jess prepare for an inevitable confrontation with Crawford. In the end, Jess is attacked but survives. Jess, Ben, and Leela reunite and sail away on Ben's boat. Jess spends the next few months assimilating what took place and deciding how to deal with Crawford, who is still looking for her. Recently, Jess has started to have vivid dreams and visions of a dead woman. She has no idea who or what it is, but she realizes she can't ignore her gift any longer. So yes, this is 3 cards at dead time. Relaxed. Final check.
Okay, people, this is it. 3 minutes to dead time.
Okay.
Is there anyone here with us?
This is creepy.
I know.
Tell us your name.
You sensing anything? I mean, how does it work?
We're not here to harm you.
Not like this. I really don't want to be here. I think this is a big waste of time.
Was that the door to the cellar?
I'm checking it out now. I think you got a joker down there.
What are you talking about?
Someone on your side locked the door.
The door doesn't lock from this side.
October 29, 2:57 a.m. So this room only has one category: objects that cause phobia. Later rooms have 3, and you can switch between them by clicking the category like the last one. Hints and points. Big hint button should be probably over here. The number shows how many hints are available. The purple button tracks the points earned by finding objects reaching 100 to earn an extra hint. Okay, phobias. Snakes. Spiders. 13. Needles. I don't like that. Hypodermic needle. And, rats.
Please, we mean no harm.
I've never seen it do this. All the equipment's going crazy.
We should get out of here.
Man, there's something in here with us.
Ghosts. I don't know. In the bottom row of slots, there are 3 connected purple boxes. To complete the connections, find 2 objects to go with the king. Hint, Jack is one of them. They all have the same color or are connected. Only color boxes need to be filled in. So, like, you have 2 objects to go with each item. Eve. Adam and Eve. King. Knight. Bishop. Rook. Jack. Pawn. Okay. Queen.
Jess, we need to go now. What was that?
She's come for me.
Jess?
Yeah, Mom, I can't control it. My gift. It's getting stronger.
What happened?
I was somewhere, an old cellar, with Daniel and some other people. It hasn't happened yet.
It's already starting.
Will someone tell me what's going on?
You've kept her away too long, Ben. I needed time. Time to get her prepared.
Jess, honey, do you want to go with Sydney?
You can stay here as long as you want. I'd rather have you here, at least until Merriman takes care of business.
Sydney, you'll help me?
I'll do whatever I can, child.
Okay.
It's always like a dream. I'm just somewhere else. It's not until I come back that I realize I've been traveling. My birth father said these cards could help me make sense of everything.
This is how Devon did it?
Yes, 3 cards, 7 different times.
And this is how he helped you retrieve your memories after you were attacked.
I wish he were still here.
Maybe he is. These 3 cards you turned over, do they mean anything to you?
Just one, the Hermit. That card represents you.
As I thought, these cards are signposts, marking a path for you to follow. The 6 of Swords signifies where you've been on the boat, traveling, recovering, and now parting. The Hermit is where we are now. The Ace of Cups, I think that's the future.
Okay. So this is chapter 1. 6 of Swords. The boat moves forward even for those who may not be ready. After a period of listlessness or recovery from a bad experience, life is continuing on and changes lie ahead. Let's do it.
A few months ago, a man named Adrian Crawford hunted me down, and I was almost murdered. Since then, I've been on my dad's boat trying to deal with what happened. We just got back to Boston last night. Things are happening that I can't run away from.
Click the book icon to open the in-game menu, where you can turn the captions on, adjust the volume, return the main menu, save and quit, etc. Okay, float. So we look for items to go with float. Life jacket. Or canoe. Life raft. Hot air balloon. Kite.
We'd been on my dad's boat for a few weeks when I first saw the woman. It was in a dream.
Okay. Cutscene. Strings, shoestrings, pearls, yo-yo, puppet.
I don't know if I ever saw my dad happier than the past few months on the boat. Having me and Mom all to himself, I know he'll try to keep me here. I wish I didn't have to leave.
Who says you have to? I just want to take care of you, Jess. Always have, ever since the day Devon brought you to us.
Like you always said, you play the cards you're dealt, right? I have to face up to it. Voicemail. Weird. I thought the battery was dead.
Magic wand. These are tips. Airhead tip. Matches.
My mom, Lila, hasn't been herself lately. She's forgetful, even disoriented. Not at all the tough love woman who adopted and raised me. I'm starting to get worried.
Jess, honey? Did I mention we saw Devin at the motel?
Yeah?
He talked a lot about Celeste. I think it wasn't easy being married to a woman with the gift. And then she broke his heart, of course.
Yeah, he told me that too.
You're going to need someone, Jess. Just like your mother needed your father.
Yeah, well, you raised me to rely on no one and mistrust everyone.
That was my way of protecting you. When you leave this boat, you won't be safe anywhere. Not even with Sydney. Don't make the same mistake that's destroyed every other woman in your family.
Okay, the next card is the Hermit. The Hermit has retreated into a private world, seeking seclusion and looking for answers within. Those who are allowed access into his solitude may find him a valuable mentor or guide.
I came back to Boston mostly to see Sydney. He's owned the Haven for a long time and has been a spiritual advisor to Lila, my adoptive mother, for years. Something's happening to me, and I'm hoping Sydney can help me through it.
This is present. Okay, when this icon is lit up, it means there's a puzzle playing the location. Okay. We'll do it after this. So the first one is tarot cards. Sword. Cup. Moon. Lion. This. Pentacle. Star.
My mom said Sydney had known my birth parents, Devin and Celeste, who I had inherited my so-called gift from. I had a lot of questions. I just hoped Sydney had some answers. What about the woman in my dream? Could it be Celeste or Gira?
We have to assume that your mother and your great-aunt are dead. You are very likely the last of your line, the only surviving member of the Order, but your visions might still be leading you to them.
So they could be contacting me, traveling from the past.
Perhaps they have a message for you.
Connections. Groom, bride. Zodiac symbols. Archer.
Sydney is teaching me about psychometry. Some objects retain power and memories, and I guess my gift makes it easier for me to unlock them. One old object brings up an especially disturbing vision of a man and woman I've never seen before.
I know you're awake.
I hate you.
I don't care.
You.
It won't be much longer.
It was pleasant. Connections. There's one more we have to find.
I waited till dark to visit the Haven. Sydney had given me explicit instructions on how to get there.
You're certain no one was watching you?
I followed your directions. I probably wouldn't know if I was being followed. I'm not a professional.
Speaking of which, have you talked to Merriman? Has he found out anything about Crawford? Where is he? What's he doing?
Merriman's pretty sure he's still in Vegas.
How sure is he?
Sydney, I don't know. Why are you so freaked out? I'm the one who has to worry about Crawford.
I apologize. I haven't been feeling well. We should get started.
Okay. Now I can do the puzzle here.
To test my powers of psychometry, Sydney has photos of me, the parents who raised me, Ben and Lila, my biological parents, Devin and Celeste, and 2 people I've never met. After I examine them, using the amulets, Sydney will give me 4 objects to examine, and then see if I can match them to their owners.
Got it. So we just have to go like that. Each amulet represents a trait, such as female or blood relative. Move an amulet over a photo. If it lights up the person, the photo has a trait. After deducing what each amulet represents, click the right arrow button and repeat the process with the 4 objects. To complete the test, click the right arrow button and then click and drag each object onto the photo of its owner. Garrett Taylor is just his great aunt. Garrett Taylor. Okay. So just move them. Oh, it doesn't light up. This one, that one. They're all connected. This one, these 2, and her, and her. This one, these 2, this one. So these, this one. Okay. So now we're gonna go over the items. Okay. So now we can put the items together. That one goes there.
I was never sure what happened to my birth mother, Celeste. Now I know she's dead. But this Gira person, Gira Taylor, is related to me and still alive. I really want to find her.
Okay. Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups brims with emotion, feelings, intimacy, attunement, compassion, and love. The time has come to connect with others and let your emotions guide you in new directions.
I leave my parents on the boat and walk into downtown Boston. This is the first time I've been alone since I almost died in Adrian Crawford's tower in Las Vegas. He couldn't possibly know I'm here, but something tells me it's just a matter of time.
Okay. So we're in the cafe. The Boston Cafe. Objects always imprinted with numbers. Okay. Laptop. Newspaper. Has a date. Credit card. Dollar. Book. Thermometer.
Merriman's a private investigator I hired to help me dig up my past. He lied to me repeatedly, then almost got me and my parents killed. I think he's been trying to make up for it ever since. He's just lucky I don't know any other PIs.
Merriman,
What? You don't have caller ID?
you've seen my phone. It has a number dial on it.
That's right. How old did you say you were?
I didn't. By the way, tell your dad thanks for the check. I won't have to pick up any side work for a while.
I'll let him know. But I'm actually off the boat. I'm calling to see if it's safe.
Safe?
Yes. Is it safe?
Why do my teeth hurt all of a sudden? Crawford was in Vegas as of a half hour ago, but he may have spies out there. I'd steer clear of the apartment for now.
Okay, the next number was mouth. A fork you can put in your mouth. That coffee you can put in your mouth. Pacifier.
Back when my gift was just starting to emerge, my boyfriend Daniel asked me to marry him. It's been 4 months, and he's still waiting for an answer. I just don't know if I have one for him yet. Hey, it's me.
I know. You've got your own ringtone.
Oh, really?
I'll tell you what it is next time I see you. So, what exotic port are you calling from this time?
Where are you? You in town?
It could be.
Good. I'd kind of like to check out that ringtone. I'll call you tomorrow. I can't wait to see you.
Should warn you, I put on about 30 pounds. Quit shaving.
So have I.
Oh, hey, I wanted to ask you, have you gotten any unusual, indecipherable messages lately?
Okay, objects will start in threes. 3 musketeers. 3 wise men. 3 little pigs.
It seems Daniel and Merriman had reached an understanding while I was gone. Between the two of them, I got most of the details.
Look, Danny boy, you seem like a decent guy. But if I was you, I'd find somebody new.
Yeah, I'm sure that's exactly what you'd do.
Well, that sounded like an insult.
I didn't almost get Jess killed.
Yes, but then I saved her.
No, cancel out. Plus, it was your idea for her to go alone to the minaret.
It was a good plan. It just didn't go exactly as expected. It all worked out. So, why exactly did you come here?
Because I can't stand the thought of Jess getting hurt.
Well, finally we agree on something. And believe it or not, I've actually put myself at considerable risk to try and keep her safe.
You in love with her?
Is that what this is all about?
Jess is a big girl. She can be with whoever she wants. I just want to make sure whoever it is will be there for her.
Fine. Anything else?
I'm dead serious. I just got a feeling something bad's going to happen to Jess, and it's going to happen soon. Someone's got to be there with her.
Aw, that's very protective of you, Daniel.
When I was on my dad's boat, I got a really creepy message on my cell phone. The first part is a sequence of 5 musical notes. I'm gonna try and match them to the numbers on my keypad. See if the sequence means something.
So you have to match it with the numbers. No.
When I was on my dad's boat, I got a really...
Okay. I'm gonna try this one.
I don't know if the 5 notes were a message or not, but they seem to point me to a small town in Maine. I don't think it's a coincidence.
Beacon Bay, Maine.
Have you ever heard of this place, Beacon Bay?
I haven't, but it seems someone wants you to go there.
I wish you'd come with me.
I would, Jess, if I were feeling better, but you can call me anytime. One last thing. The message on your phone. Could I listen to it one more time?
Find us.
It isn't even really a town. I think this bed and breakfast
nice.
is pretty much it. I'm not even getting a signal on my cell phone.
How about you? Are you getting any signals?
Nope. No idea why I'm here.
Use the cards, just like Devin did.
First one is temperance.
Unifying, maintaining balance. Something or someone is a link between two sides. What's next?
The Nine of Wands.
This is a clear warning. Proceed carefully and don't repeat your mistakes.
Okay, last card. Queen of Cups.
This could be a person you'll meet who could help you in your search. She'll be intuitive and open to spiritual manifestation.
Hello? Sydney? You there?
Call cannot be completed as dialed. Please check the number and dial again.
Oof. We got cut off. Okay, temperance. This represents balance, finding equilibrium. Opposing forces are at work, dark and light, good and evil, life and death. Temperance is golden mean that recognizes all sides and strives for harmony.
Merriman advised me to stay away from my apartment, so I rent a car and drive 90 minutes straight to Beacon Bay. There's only one place to stay here, and someone's reserved a room under my name.
So we got door, pairs, and connections again. So, knocker, door knocker. Door, gender sign, like a bathroom. We got open sign. Knob, doorknob. Door handle. There's that music. Oh no, we're being followed. Girl. Okay. Pairs. Wedding rings. Gloves. Slippers. Socks. What else could be pairs? Shutters.
I don't remember what happened to me after I saw the woman in my room. Next thing I know, I'm looking up at someone familiar, and I'm really glad to see he has a face.
Who is it?
See, you got the invitation.
Daniel? What are you doing
She
here?
passed
You
out.
look like you've seen it. What did you see?
I don't know. How do you know about this place?
We wanted to protect you. But he did it kind of weirdly because it didn't inform you that he was coming over. Okay, yellow. Connections is the next one. Connections.
Daniel acted like he'd been expecting me, but he obviously wasn't the one who left the eerie message on my cell phone.
Find us? That is freaky.
Sydney says it could be one of the women in my family trying to get a message to me.
What you're talking about seems more like a ghost thing. Haunting, like she wants you to find out who murdered her or something.
You know how big a skeptic I am. I never believed in ghosts, talking to the dead, any of that.
Yeah, and then you met Devin.
Yeah, I know. He was dead. I know.
Now we're gonna do the puzzle here. Yeah.
There's an old phonograph in my room,
We're gonna
along
have to
with
put
a
it
shattered
together.
record.
We're gonna have to put it together, basically. Basically speaking, this is gonna take a while. I don't think you can turn them. There's no point. this may be here. This there, we're just doing the outers right now. This can go there. Perfect. This can go there. This can go there. This can go there. This can go like there, I guess. I think. Could be wrong. I don't think that's exactly right. Let's see. Got that. Got that. Okay. Got that. Something's gotta work here. I don't think this looks exactly right. Like that should go there. It should go like one. Should go there. This part's right. This part's right. Okay. I'm gonna move these back over here. And put this one right here, I think. Oh, that could be right. Okay, so... Okay. So... It doesn't have to be exactly on it, you know. I don't know. Jeez. Okay. Should be there. This should be... I don't know. This can be there. This one can be right here. This could be right here somewhere, I think. This can be here. Let's see, this can be here. This one here. But someone really took the time to break this record. That's great. Okay. Nowadays records aren't really that cheap. Nice records, at least. I don't know if this is considered a nice record. But still. So the gramophones is an antique, so it's probably not that much. But if you were to go in a vintage store, it'd probably be something. I don't know. Or an antique mall or something. It's pretty good. Just go like that. Usually if it's like a newer modern, it's not, unless it's a really good album. But then it's like 60s, 70s is also pretty good if it's signed. But like this looks like an antique record. I don't buy antique records though. Big band. 20s. Okay. We're almost there. It's coming together, it's coming together. It's actually doing pretty good with this. This is Victor. This is fun. Once you get the hang of it. My OCD is like, it needs to be put in proper place. See, because it's not doing anything. Let's move this up closer. Let's move this one here. Is it going to trigger anything? Almost, not quite. It should. It should really do something. Something's off. It's supposed to should be doing something, right? It just like has to be more spaced out this way or something. But that makes it look wrong. I don't know. Maybe it has to be on here. There we go.
When he spins the wheel roulette, notes will play and then reset. Never ending, never mending, candles burning, time is turning. Till your hand removes the needle, never mending, never ending.
Lovely. 9 of Wands. Past events have left you scarred and wary, but also stronger and wiser. You must move forward with caution. There is danger present, but don't give up. Keep going no matter what.
All the time I was on the boat, Merriman stayed in Las Vegas, keeping an eye on Adrian Crawford. I guess something big must have happened, because he came all the way back to Maine to meet me in this diner and tell me in person.
Merryman. Objects that may create smoke. Well, you see one. Cigarettes. TP. Matches. Car. Volcano.
My first night at the bed and breakfast, I got 2 very different phone calls.
Okay.
Hello?
Why? Oh,
What do you
God.
want?
What? No caller ID?
Nice try. You know this isn't my phone.
Yes, I do, which means I know exactly where you are.
Okay,
That's
I'm
creepy.
impressed. What's your point?
Point is, if I can find you this easy, so can Crawford. I think we need to have a talk.
Isn't that what we're doing?
In person. Trust me, it's important. I just flew in from Vegas, and I think you might want to come back with me.
I'm just like, no. Okay, green. Green. I don't know. Connections. Bread. Knife. These are all connected to each other. Okay. Bacon, lettuce, tomato. Make sandwiches. Bread, knife, fork. There should be a spoon. Somewhere. Anywhere. Or a plate, no. Spoon. Rock and roll, sex, love. Sex, drugs.
Adrian Crawford murdered my birth parents, Devin and Celeste, while trying to find me. I saw Devin later, don't ask me how, but Ben and Lila saw him just a few hours before he died.
Why didn't you tell us any of this before?
Would you have believed me? Until now, Adrian Crawford's been unaware of Jess's existence, and I can't tell you how vital it is we keep her away from him.
Of course we'll keep her safe. But why is it vital?
God's sake, Lila.
It's okay, Ben. Celeste and Gira both used the term loose strings. They knew there were important events that could affect Jess shortly after she discovered her powers.
How could they know what was going to happen to Jess 30 years in the future?
It's beyond my understanding. But whatever Jess's role is, it will have repercussions on an epic scale.
Okay, objects made with an oven or kiln. Bread, pie, cigarette. Yeah, it can also be cigarette. Croissant. Glass.
When I called Merriman from the cafe 2 days before, he'd been in Vegas. Now he was waiting for me in this all-night diner. So what were you doing with Adrian Crawford?
I've been doing surveillance work on him and your brother. I've also been trying to get a peek inside that tower of his.
The minaret.
Yeah. Anyway, a window of opportunity presented itself, and as it turns out, I was not careful. Crawford security guys invited me in for some coffee.
And?
Well, the important thing is it all worked out. Crawford didn't even bring up the whole double-crossing him thing. He just told me to deliver a message. Tell Jess we're looking for the same thing.
What is that supposed to mean?
I wasn't in a position to ask follow-up questions.
So what? Does Crawford still want to kill me?
I got the feeling he's gonna sit back and see what you do. What is it you're doing anyway?
I'm looking for someone.
Did I mention that I'm a PI?
Merriman, for once, this one is out of your league.
She means serious business, girl. Okay. Queen of Cups. This card suggests rare depths of emotion, intuition, spirituality. The personality is one of empathy and understand there may be strong psychic powers at work as well.
Beacon Bay may have been a town
Go
a
back
long
here.
time ago, but now there's just a bed and breakfast, and a surprising number of guests.
Okay. Objects associated with England. Stonehenge. This guy. Beefeater. Big Ben.
The first person I meet at the B&B is Lauren Somerville. It was deja vu. I'd already seen her in one of my visions. I guess that means I'm on the right track. It turns out we've both come here for almost the exact same reasons.
Hello. You checking in?
I'm not sure.
That's an interesting answer. My name's Lauren.
I'm Jess. You work here?
Oh no, I'm a guest. I'm hoping to find my grandmother.
She lives near here?
No, she's dead.
Psychic, right? The psychic area here. We're in a psychic place. It's with another girl who's looking for a dead grandma. Okay, Halloween. Pumpkin. Witch. Black cat. Skulls. Bats. Coffin.
I don't know if it was just coincidence, but I happened to show up at the busiest time of year in Beacon Bay.
So are you here for dead time?
Dead time?
That sounds like a no. It looks like they've nipped off for the moment. I expect they'll be back soon. So why are you here?
I got a message asking me to come to Beacon Bay. They didn't say why.
There's only one reason to be here this weekend.
Let me guess. Dead time.
Yes, indeed.
What's called
By
dead
3 a.m., every person here will be engaged in some sort of paranormal investigation.
What, like a ghost hunt?
That's one way to describe it.
Yeah, it's called
So
dead
why
time.
tonight? What's the occasion?
It starts at midnight on October 29th and continues through the night of October 31st.
Halloween?
All Hallows Eve, the night the dead come out to play.
Interesting. Okay, the next one is head. Objects that go on a head. Graduation cap, motorboard. That's what we call it, sombrero. Headphones.
One of the most unique things in the bed and breakfast is all the old photos hung on the walls in the front room. I wondered if they might hold a clue to what I'm looking for.
My grandmother was Emma Lyons Somerville. She disappeared in 1929 and was never seen again. But just a few weeks ago, after years of investigating, I found an old letter she'd written. In it, she confided that she would be sailing to America in secret to visit someone in a small town called Starfall.
Starfall?
Later renamed Beacon Bay. And here I am. So, tell me more about this mysterious message that brought you here.
Who knows? Maybe it was your grandmother.
You are joking.
It's a woman I don't know. She's come to me in dreams. It could be anyone.
What if it is my grandmother? There's only one way to find out. We'll have to do a reading. Are you familiar with the practice of psychometry?
I never heard of
I
that.
think this is my mother.
Huh. How did she know to pull that? Or was that me?
In the front room of the B&B, I found an old photo of a little girl named Celeste. I'm pretty sure it's my birth mother, but was it planted for me to find? If I can fit all these framed pictures into the lighter colored areas where they've been hung for years, at least I'll know it's been here a long time.
Okay. So basically I know what we do. Fill in lighter colored areas. Okay. Yeah.
So the photo's been here a while. I'm pretty sure this means my birth mother grew up in Beacon Bay, and I guess someone wanted me to figure that out. But who? Daniel? That doesn't make any sense. But no one else I know seems to have ever heard of this place.
Interesting.
The lighthouse was the key. What threw me off was how the town here was just kind of gone.
What do you mean, gone?
Well, in some of the old photos, you see houses, a school, a church. I checked the census, and there used to be almost 1,000 people living here. Then, sometime around 1929, it's like something just came through and wiped it out.
Maybe it was a hurricane?
Nope, I checked. Nothing natural. But something left this place a totally abandoned ruin until 1998. That's when the ghost hunters found out about it. This building's just a replica home built on an existing foundation.
The stock market crashed in 1929, right? Maybe that had something to do with what happened to the town.
Yeah, maybe it explained people leaving, but not buildings being burned and torn down. Or all the dead bodies.
Okay. So we're on chapter 3.
This place is so creepy.
One of the most haunted places in the world.
I don't like being here.
Jess, look. Everything in your life is turned upside down. You've got some strange woman haunting you. I'd be freaked out too, but that's why we're here, and we're gonna figure this all out.
I don't know if I can deal with it.
Maybe, if just for once, you trust me enough.
Sorry I'm late. How are you both? I see you brought your cards. Thank you. And I've brought some of my grandmother's items, but please, you first.
Okay, but you have to understand, I have no idea how the tarot's supposed to work. I draw cards whenever I'm not sure what to do next, and every card seems to represent a person or place I need to find.
Interesting. So, could you draw some new cards now?
We could use a little help.
Okay.
Looks like we're gonna need a juggler.
Last card.
This was my grandmother's card.
Strength.
A woman taming a lion, the 8th card of the major arcana. Oh my god, that's her.
That's her? My god.
You've got some strange...
Okay. We're on chapter 3. We're gonna do strength. The woman's inner strength controls the lion's physical strength. Her energy is gentle, but resolute. She has patience, composure, perseverance, and courage. Just a reminder to not despair or give up.
Whenever I've seen the dead woman, it feels like she's trying to lead me somewhere. Maybe it's to this place? But what is it? Where is it? And what happened there?
Okay. A's. 8s. Objects come in 8s. Bubbles, celestial bodies. Pawns come in 8s. Tentacles.
After I drew my 3 cards, it was Lauren's turn to show me what she'd brought.
My grandmother had several of these. This symbol was important to her, representing both infinity and the number 8.
Same as the number on the strength card.
So Jess, when you're ready, pick it up. I like to take some time.
Oh. Okay, bubbles. Also, there's a ghostly figure right there. That's creepy. Soap. Bath.
I saw this memory after touching the pendant that belonged to Lauren's grandmother. Emma Somerville is with the man I saw before, when Sydney was first teaching me about psychometry.
You welcome all your guests with such expensive champagne.
Only the beautiful ones.
So, I'm the first to arrive.
Yes, until tomorrow. It will be just the two of us, I'm afraid.
And your wife, of course. I'm sorry she isn't feeling well.
Yes, it's a pity. I'll leave you to unpack your things. Welcome to Starville. I hope our time here will be fruitful.
Celestial bodies. Neptune. Venus. Saturn. The Sun. Moon.
Was it Lauren's grandmother who was trying to contact me? If so, why contact me and not Lauren?
Emma was always the skeleton in our family closet. A lot of people reviled her, called her a witch. Granted, she did have some unconventional beliefs.
Sounds a lot like some of my ancestors.
Spiritualist?
Maybe. I didn't find out about my unconventional birth family till a few months ago.
That must have been a shock.
Yeah. So any theories on what happened to her?
She just finished a series of highly publicized seances, including one with Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. He pronounced her to be an authentic psychic and made her an instant sensation. A few weeks later, she just vanished. I suspect she was brought here to be murdered.
Okay. Yeah, puzzle time.
There was a secret compartment somewhere in this room. Whoever stayed here found it, and what was inside it.
Okay. So... click to rotate the 4 planets into new starting positions, and then click the orbit bed on the right. To solve, all 4 planets must end up in the bottom. Planets' orbits are relative to each other and based on the actual orbit cycles of Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. Okay. Just gonna move this one here. I don't know. We all have to be here. Right? There we go. The note says, Mr. I concur alignments will be ideal on the night of all.
I don't know who Mr. S or H. LaRoche are, but something tells me whatever they were planning, it wasn't good.
The note says, I concur alignments will be ideal on the night of All Hallows Eve. Send invitations and I will join you then. This time we will succeed. H. LaRoche. Okay, death. The death card is rarely literal. Most often it signifies transition. One door opens as another closes, moving into the unknown. Being swept into the inevitable or putting an end to unfinished business.
This is where dead time took place, in the cellar beneath the bed and breakfast.
Ooh. Okay, objects ruined by sunlight. Dracula, vampire. painting. Film.
I have a strong sense of deja vu down here. Almost as soon as the lights go out, I can sense that someone is here, waiting for me. She's come for me.
Ew. Okay. Okay, next is superstitions. Horseshoe. Friday the 13th, yep. Shooting star. Mirror, broken mirror. Wishbone. Black cat.
At dead time, I learned more about the dark history of Beacon Bay.
A lot of people ask why this place is so haunted. Well, for one, dozens of ships sank off this part of the coast before the lighthouse was built in the 1850s. Going back a few generations, there was a thriving town here. There's been a bunch of speculating about what happened, but the town ended up deserted and pretty much leveled. Everything except the lighthouse, with more than a few of the residents dead and others never heard from again.
Okay, now we're doing connections. So we got rock. Anything that has to do with rock. Anything that has to do with one word for nut. Scissors, rock, paper. Hammer, nail, nut, bolt, bones, skull, west, east, north, south. There's gotta be a south around here. South.
I'd never heard the term dead time. Lauren had to explain it to me and Daniel.
Dead time is the deepest, darkest time of night, when things are the most silent and still. It's when we seem to be more attuned to psychic energy.
So, what's gonna go on tonight?
Last night was amateur night. We had about twice as many people as we'll have tonight.
Why's that?
It's one thing to imagine the paranormal. It's quite another when it's experienced.
True. Okay, we're on the Ten of Pentacles. Changes and challenges are in the air. Adapting quickly will be crucial. New developments require constant juggling. Don't try to force it, just stay balanced and go with the flow.
Some of the things I'd seen in Beacon Bay were really disturbing. I just wanted to get home to my apartment and then talk to Sydney. I needed him to help me understand what was happening.
Okay, objects you wear, put on, color, and thief. Okay. Objects that you put on, backpack, socks, a hat, a necklace, a mask.
After what had happened at dead time, I just wanted to get away. I was scared, confused, and taking it all out on Daniel.
Jess, wait up! Where are you going?
Home, to my apartment.
Why? What's going on?
I can't be here. It's too overwhelming.
I don't understand.
I don't want my gift. I want my life the way it was.
And I'm just trying to help. But everything I do, you just shut me out.
No, I'm sorry. Maybe I just need more time.
Maybe you should take off and leave me hanging for a few weeks before you even pick up the phone. And then show up 3 months later and pretend nothing's wrong.
You can come with me.
No, I'm staying. All the answers are here.
Okay. Blue, color. Objects that change color. Octopus. Lobster. Chameleon. Bananas. Traffic light.
Sydney had encouraged me to go to Beacon Bay. Now I needed him to help me make sense of everything. It wasn't Gira. It's someone I don't even know. It just doesn't make sense.
You've known about your gift for all of 3 months, and now you know what makes sense and what doesn't?
Daniel was there.
Daniel's there because I sent him the photos. I don't know why he was expecting you. Maybe it's because he's exceptionally intuitive. But Daniel's not the issue here. You need to find out what your connection is to Emma Somerville, and you won't learn that here.
You're right, Sydney, but I didn't come here for that. I came here to ask why you've been lying to me.
Okay. Now we're on thief. Password. Alarm. Lock. Dog.
The one thing I'd taken away from the B&B, literally, was the old photo of the girl named Celeste. I was eager to see how Sydney reacted to it.
You have something you want to ask me?
Explain this.
What is it?
I think you know perfectly well who it is. I think it's why you sent me there. I just want to know why you lied about having heard of Beacon Bay.
I didn't know it by that name.
Okay, Starfall, whatever, but you still knew.
I suspected.
So it's true. This is my mother, Celeste. She lived in that place.
Yes, but I didn't send you there. Other forces are at work here, and you should be back in Beacon Bay.
Not until you tell me what you've been lying about.
You lied.
When I got back to my apartment after leaving Daniel back in Beacon Bay, I called Sydney and asked him to come see me. Then I sat down and went through a huge pile of mail. This was the only thing out of the ordinary. Why would someone send me a puzzle of a map?
Oh, shit, it's a slider puzzle. I hate sliders so much. Only I'm sure should go over here.
I'd gotten any unusual messages. This is what he was referring to. He sent this to me. That's why he was expecting me at the bed and breakfast.
Okay. Took me a while, but I did it.
When I showed up at the bed and breakfast, Daniel assumed it was because I'd gotten this invitation. He didn't know I hadn't gone back to my apartment.
He's been honest with you. It's time you trusted him. You can't just quit or run away.
Emma Somerville's been dead for 80 years. What does any of it have to do with me?
As you've started to learn, the way time works isn't simple and straightforward. We knew about you long before you were born. Events from 80 years ago are just starting to affect you now.
What events?
That's what we need to find out. I wasn't there when it happened. Yes, I was alive, but I was young. This was years before I developed the gift.
The gift? You had the gift?
I know what you're going through because I've been through it myself.
My real name is Gira.
That's Gira.
The Sydney I knew and trusted is gone, replaced by this woman. I just can't believe that my great-aunt Gira has spent years living as a man. What would make her do this? And why didn't she tell me before?
What strength I have left goes into keeping this a safe haven.
You've used your gift to help me, haven't you?
Yes, not as often as I should have, perhaps, but enough to keep you alive.
What would happen if you came with me to Beacon Bay?
I can't, Jess. There are other sources of support and strength. You know who this represents?
I drew this card with Devon. It's Daniel. And I think I know who the next card will be.
Merriman. It's time for you to choose, Jess. Whoever is most important to you, select his card first.
I wish you'd come with me.
Whatever it was that destroyed that village, it hasn't left. I'm not strong enough to withstand it. That's why you wanted to leave so badly without knowing why.
And you want me to go back?
You're being summoned, child, and you can't control your gift well enough to resist it.
All right, chapter 4. Before I choose a card, this is an important decision for Jess's future. As Gira said, events will change depending on which card is chosen first. To return to Daniel and Beacon Bay, choose a Knight of Cups. To follow Merriman and go to Las Vegas, choose a Knight of Wands. After completing any parts of this chapter, there will be no way to change your decision. I'm gonna go with Daniel. I'm gonna go Knights of Cups. Knight of Cups.
After my heart-to-heart with Gira, I should say, I realized I needed to be with Daniel. But when I get to Beacon Bay, Daniel isn't in the house, so I walk out to the Overlook, hoping to find him there.
Wait, I didn't even read the card. Shoot. Each pair's thoughts below are composed of two objects to represent two opposites such as good and evil. So down, we gotta find up. Opposites. Antennas, fly. Okay. So these are opposites. We got down, cat, go. Sun, left. Sun, moon. Up. Cat, dog. Or cat and mouse. My bad. Left. Right. Go. There should be a stop sign. There we go.
Daniel was nowhere to be found. Everywhere I looked, it was completely deserted. I decide to head back when suddenly I find myself facing the last person on Earth I ever wanted to see.
Who was it?
Hello,
Oh
Jess.
no, Crawford.
Or is it back to Sitara?
I have nothing to say to you.
Then go. You see, this is where you're meant to be. With me.
I'd rather die.
Just like your father. You can't change fate, Jess. Our fate is here, and getting closer every hour.
Okay. Antennas. Objects with antennas. Okay. Seaplane has antennas. A crab could have antennas. Cell phone. Radio. Lobster. Car.
Gira said Crawford could sense her using the gift. It was probably just a matter of time before the man who'd murdered my father and mother would find me. I just had no idea how soon that would be.
It's the same for all of you. You have no intuition, no antenna. With all your ability, you're nothing more than a lovely tool. In the right hands, however.
Get your hands off me.
Or what? You have no power that will harm me. I, on the other hand, am very capable of harming you.
Don't.
But I don't want that. All I want is the use of your gift.
My brother...
His powers are different and weak. It's you I need.
I won't do it.
You don't know the truth, Jess. Only I see the past and the future. You can't escape the past. And without me, you won't escape the future.
Yeah, this is flies. Objects that fly, like, for example, hot air balloon. Paper airplane. A bat. A kite. Hang glider.
I looked all over for you.
I was tracking some things down. I have an idea of how Lauren's grandmother ties into everything.
Can we talk about this later? I came back for you, Daniel. I've been totally selfish.
True.
I can't imagine what I'd do if I lost you. I'm just so glad you stuck around until I figured it out.
I don't know, Jess. You're a pretty slow learner.
Aww. Nice.
I look for Daniel in his room, but all I find is this. It's from Crawford. The note asks, who will I choose to save? Is there any way I can save everyone?
To solve, you must create paths between each pair of cards, red, etc. with any of the paths crossing. To start, click any of the highlighted star cards. Then click adjoining squares to deliver each other card the same color. Okay, so like this one. I don't know what these are. So we gotta get to there. So let's go. That's Daniel. What's the next one? Blue. That.
The message from Crawford is crystal clear. If I don't give in to him, all these people I care about will pay the price.
Oh no. Okay. So, let me go back over that last card. This card, emotional, romantic, and sharing, represents Daniel. He can be melodramatic and temperamental, but he loves Jess deeply and offers unconditional support. Now, Knights of Wands. Adventure, excitement, and risk-taking. This is Merriman, the PI. He can be self-serving, but he's strong, competent, and useful person to have in your corner.
Daniel wanted to stay behind and follow up on the connections between me, Emma Somerville, and Beacon Bay. I would have stayed, but Daniel said I should go see what Merriman had turned up.
Okay. Sounds good. Pairs. Pairs of shoes. Pairs of dice. Pairs of boot. Pairs of chopsticks.
I didn't get his messages until later, but Merriman had tried to warn me about Crawford while I was still back in Maine.
I followed his limo out to the airport and shot some photos. I figured out the plane was headed to Bangor, Maine, and I added 2 plus 2.
It wasn't because I was there, was it? He didn't know where I was.
He's got lots of resources. What did he say to you?
He wants my help. In return, he'll keep me safe. He didn't say from what.
I think he's desperate. You'll see what I'm talking about at the minaret. He's only got a few days before time runs out on him.
Okay. Types of games. We got dice, poker, marbles, darts. Pinball. Football.
After he picked me up, Merriman drove us straight to the minaret, Crawford's tower, and the place where I'd almost been murdered. Why would he just hand over the keys?
Well, I can think of at least 5 reasons, but The most likely is he wants us, you more specifically, to find something inside.
And it could be another trap.
Crawford said the two of you were looking for the same thing. Maybe you'll find it here.
What he wants me to find.
Okay. Projectiles. Objects that are projectiles. We got the rocket. Bullet. The arrow.
I hadn't been back to Vegas since that night 3 months ago in the minaret. Merriman had been there most of the time since.
You found out some things about your weirdo family, right? Ever come across any references to hunters?
I don't think so. Why?
You remember Savaris?
Let me think. Big scar, Scottish accent, hired killer who came after me at the refinery?
Okay, you remember him. I was using a figure of speech.
Please continue.
I knew Savaris from before, and he's a bad man. I wasn't comfortable not knowing where he was, and I couldn't really ask Crawford if he called off the dogs or not, so I went looking for him.
Are you crazy?
Look, it all worked out. He's enjoying a little downtime.
What did you do to him?
I booked him a nice long vacation at the Kindred Acute Care Medical Facility here in Vegas.
I appreciate you looking out for me.
Well, it wasn't just you. He and I have a little history. Curious thing is, turns out Savaros may have some history with you and your family, too.
All right.
Merriman and I found this portrait while we were in Las Vegas. I think it's the man I've seen with Emma Somerville and the other woman. I noticed there's something weird about a few of the objects in the background. Maybe they're clues to his identity.
So we gotta find things that are, I think, wrong. Yeah. So this, 2, 3. 4. 5. That's 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
After I finish touching the images on the portrait, a slip of paper comes loose from the frame.
To my beloved children, Adrian and Celeste,
So
please
this
enjoy
man,
the puzzling
the one I've seen
painting.
in the visions, he was the father of Adrian Crawford and Celeste, my mother. Crawford and Celeste were brother and sister.
To my beloved children, Adrian and Celeste, please enjoy this fast puzzling painting, Father.
No one else would tell you that Celeste was my sister. There's much more they haven't told you.
Is this what you said to Celeste? How you convinced her to leave my father?
Before Devon was even born, I did everything for her. I saved her life. I asked so little in return.
I'm sure you promised to keep her safe, too. Right up until you murdered her.
You will submit. It is the only way. I've asked you to do so willingly, but if you refuse, Lila, your poor deteriorating mother, I'll start with her.
Please.
Jess, come back.
Crawford's here.
No, he's not. You were out of your body. Traveling. It's over. You're safe.
He is here. He's come back home.
No.
The gift causes us to live longer and age more slowly. It even affects the people around us. I was already a young woman back in 1929, and quite pretty, if you can believe it. That was one of the things I had to sacrifice. That and using my gift.
Why?
Adrian has been exposed to its power most of his life, making him unusually sensitive. He's hunted me all these years. The only way to avoid being exposed was to no longer use it.
So he'll know when I'm using the gift.
It doesn't matter. He said it himself. He needs you.
Why does he need my power?
It all goes back to 1929. That's when Emma Somerville came to Starfall and then vanished. The village was destroyed soon after, and Adrian and Celeste were there at that time. If we can find what connects those three events, you will have your answer.
Okay. Now we're on chapter 5. 2 of Swords. The truth is out there and it's not what you want to hear. The tendency is to wait and see, stall, or shut down. But this is no time to turn a blind eye to what's happening.
I came to see Gira, one last time before I went back to Beacon Bay and Adrian Crawford.
Okay. So these are connections. We have Yin. We gotta find Yang. Soul. Heart. I think. Bat. Ball. Bronze, gold, silver. Gold. Silver.
Before I went back to Beacon Bay, I called my parents and asked them to come meet us at the Haven. When my parents showed up, my mom seemed to think she was there to get an astrological reading. Gira, who we all continue to call Sydney, plays along, giving me a chance to talk to my dad alone. Is Mom okay? This is the second time she's done this. On the boat, she didn't remember talking to me about Devon.
First time I noticed was months ago, right after we saw you at the motel, before Devon showed up. A few more times on the boat when we were alone. The last couple days, it's gotten worse. She gets mad.
At what?
I don't know, stuff only she can see.
It's not Alzheimer's, right? That comes on slowly.
I'm taking her to see someone. Gonna run every test in the book.
Maybe it's just stress.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. Objects that guide. Guide dog. Lighthouse. Map. Radar. Trail sign.
Gira's trying to support me, telling me I have the upper hand with Crawford. But this is the same man she spent most of her life hiding from. I don't ever want to surrender to him, but is there even an alternative?
None of us will be safe. Not until Adrian is dead.
I'm pretty sure my dad made some kind of offer to Merriman. A bounty on Crawford's head.
A bounty Merriman will never collect, I assure you. Adrian may not have the gift, but he has power. It's turned him into something dark, twisted, and obsessed. He's already lived longer than he should have.
But you don't know where he gets his power.
No, nor do I want to know.
I want to know. Maybe there'll be something in the cards.
Certainly not the Hierophant. That wouldn't have anything to do with Adrian. This represents stalemate or worse. The world, though.
That's a good card, isn't it?
This is accomplishment, activity, and perhaps most importantly for you, putting the pieces together.
Okay, next is objects with chains. Keychains. Locket. Chainsaw. Anchor.
Before I left Vegas, Merriman wanted me to see one more thing. We drove to the Kindred Hospital. This is where Merriman said he'd left the hired killer, Savaris, to recuperate. But it wasn't Savaris he wanted me to see.
This is her.
What happened to her?
She worked for the devil. She was your brother's nursemaid. At least the most recent one.
They hurt her?
Hurt her. Depends on how you look at it. This is the psych ward.
What's she saying?
She's saying, please, kill me.
A little morbid. Okay, the Hierophant? The Hierophant is educated and knowledgeable, structured and conservative. He holds an important place in society. Rules and conformity help to define a culture. but it can also be narrow-minded, codependent, and weak.
Daniel had turned up a possible lead in Providence, Rhode Island, at a place called the Wells Museum.
Okay, we're looking for objects that come in fives. Objects that come in five. Finger. Golden rings. Toes.
In her search for her grandmother, Lauren had discovered some interesting and disturbing details. Lauren and Daniel are able to start connecting the dots.
My grandmother had correspondence with quite a few people in the spiritualist movement.
Anyone named Wells by any chance?
Yes! I mean, no, I don't think they ever wrote to each other, but hold on. Edwin Wells, religious scholar, amateur archaeologist, and philanthropist, vanished mysteriously in late 1929 from an excavation.
That's when your grandmother disappeared.
And it wasn't just Wells and my grandmother. There were 5 in all. Every one of them vanished without a trace, all sometime in or before October 1929.
Okay, objects are related to communication. We have the telephone. We have the cave paintings, cave drawings. Pony. Oh, there's no pony. I don't know. Braille. I don't think. Pony Express, that was it. Hieroglyphs. And the radio.
For Daniel, the biggest mystery was finding out what had left Beacon Bay a deserted ruin. After a few hours on the internet, he turned up 100 different theories and the name of an obscure turn-of-the-century amateur archaeologist.
So apparently Edwin Wells spent years and most of his fortune conducting archaeological digs. First was in 1898 at a place called Harappa. Kept at it off and on until the late 20s in the city of Mohenjo-Daro.
And this has what to do with Beacon Bay?
Well, a couple things. First, both of those cities seem to have been suddenly abandoned or destroyed.
Well, that has to be a total coincidence.
Edwin Wells didn't think so.
And do you think there's something to it?
Hey, I'm open to any other suggestions. Go ahead, answer it. Maybe it's Edwin.
Not funny.
Okay, this is objects that accept coins. Fountain. Piggy bank. Turnstile.
The first time I saw Edwin Wells was in the photo Lauren showed me and Daniel. The second time is after I touched the telephone that belonged to him.
It is my understanding, my dear Mr. Wells, that you are in need, owing to the considerable expenses associated with your current and past archaeological ventures. Should you agree to participate in my own trifling venture, I assure you, financial backing will never again be a concern to you.
Sure.
Yours, Ceresol.
If I can solve the puzzle, maybe I'll get some useful information about Edwin Wells.
This is based off things from the past. Okay. Braille. I'm guessing. This I think is older. It's like 1885. I think that one's modern, this one's older.
Some prize. Just a replica of Wells' business card looks like. I don't know if there's any useful info here or not.
Now we got the world. Among other things, the world represents material fulfillment, pleasure, and achievement. It can also signify integration, achieving a lifelong goal or finding a beautiful solution.
The minaret. The massive tower in downtown Las Vegas where I'd almost died.
Nice fountain. Connections. We got the world. The globe. Okay, connections. We got tiger. Lions. Where's the bear? Tigers, lions, and bear. Oh my. Plug. Outlet, socket, whatever. Bones. Skull and bones. Antarctica. These are countries. We got Africa, Eurasia. Australia. North America. And find another continent somewhere. South America.
This was what Merriman had wanted to show me. Crawford's inner sanctum. It was part library, part mystical shrine. So, where do we start?
Well, one thing does kind of stand out.
What? The globe?
It's not just a globe, it's a travelogue, a high-tech holographic visual display. See all those hotspots? They're links to all kinds of data. Video, photos, 3D images, audio clips, you name it. I can't even guess how many years it took Crawford to find and catalog all this.
And this is what he wanted us to find?
Well, it's not like he's some big geography buff. Took me a while, but I found method in the madness. For starters, most of the info was centered on 4 locations. Paris, Berlin, Pakistan, and the northeastern U.S. And no, it's not his 4 favorite vacation spots.
But there is a connection between them.
Oh yeah. I think Crawford's been searching for something his whole life. I'm just hoping he hasn't found it.
Objects moved on a game board. Spinner. Dice. Tile. Checkers. Token.
Back at the bed and breakfast during dead time, I heard some things that made no sense, until later, when Merriman and I found ourselves inside the minaret.
3 of them know the secret. A dark man. He is the strongest. He thinks he is in control. A fat man, intelligent and weak. He won't stand against them. A small man. He is a fool. He has no soul. There are 5 now. The 3 plus 2 more. One is a woman. She is here with us now. She has a message. Come to us. Come to us. Find us.
Objects found on country flags. Got the moon, the star, the sun. Made believe like Canada. The bald eagle.
Ignoring all the red flags, I decided to trust Merriman and go with him into the minaret. It doesn't take long for things to start connecting. I'm not seeing anything personal in here. No scrapbooks, no diaries, no mementos.
He doesn't seem like a real sentimental kind of guy.
Yeah, but not even a single photo? And if you get that rich, aren't you required to get your portrait done?
Actually, I did see a portrait around here somewhere. I think it's over there, in with those paintings. You're right, though. Some nice decorations, but nothing personal. Closest thing I've found is a couple of old European flags. Maybe they're where his family came from. No, it's not Crawford. It's pretty good.
No, it isn't. It's not good at all.
It's not the painting I just did.
I I got the sheet of paper back at the bed and breakfast. The psychic at dead time was jabbing it with a pencil. For some reason, he gave it to me when he was done. I don't remember packing it, but it was still in my suitcase when I got to Vegas.
Solve connect some of the round dots to create a recognizable shape. Start moving the pencil over a dot. When a blue halo appears, click the halo, turn screen. Now you can click any other dot to create a line. Keep clicking dots to create a continuous line. To stop drawing, click a green halo and turn it back to blue. Okay. Start on the dots. I guess. No, that's not right. Let's delete that. I don't think that's right at all.
I got the sheet of paper back at the bed and breakfast. The psychic at dead time was jabbing it with a pencil. For some reason, he gave it to me when he was done. I don't...
Let me just... Okay. Okay.
The psychic at the B&B said he was sensing spirits and that they had a message. It was the same kind of thing I'd been hearing. Come to us. Find us. Is this what they want me to find?
Looks like a tower.
Daniel said he figured out where Beacon Bay was by identifying this lighthouse. I guess there's no other one like it.
So what's the point of the drawing? I mean, you were already there.
Getting me there was just the first step. The voice on the phone in the bedroom said the word lie. Then, at the museum, I heard it say light.
And the next thing it's gonna say is lighthouse.
Yes. I think this is where the visions have been leading me. To the lighthouse itself.
Okay, on to next part. Chapter 6, I think.
You said the town went to hell, literally, in 1929. When was the lighthouse built?
18-something.
So it survived whatever happened. Witnessed it, you might say.
Hold on. That's the connection to Crawford. We know his family lived there for a long time before 1929, and that he and Celeste were still living there when that photo of Celeste was taken. He was there in 1929. He survived it too.
Hell, he probably caused it.
Crawford witnessed whatever it was that happened.
Maybe that's what he's been trying to figure out all these years.
Why does his eyes look like that? They look like cat eyes. Okay.
I only have 6 cards left. Before, when I was doing this with Devin, he kept the last 6 face down and had me draw one at a time. Just to be safe, I'm gonna do it the way he did.
Okay, we're gonna pick the first one, which is 3 of Wands.
Merriman drops me off at the bed and breakfast and says he'll be back in a few hours. I look everywhere for Daniel, but he's gone. Then I walk to the lighthouse and climb to the top.
Okay. I'll just say put on top. A crown. A police light. Star. Hat. Tiara.
This vision is older than any I've seen so far.
I never climbed so high before.
Can you find our house?
You can really see it from here?
Look, over there. That's where the lake is. And a bit closer to us is the gate.
And there's our castle. I can see the roof.
It's not really a castle, Aid.
Seems like it to me. I'm really happy Father and I came to live with you.
I am too.
Okay, objects to climb. Well, you're looking at one right now. A rope. A chair. Stairs. Monkey bars.
After my parents left the Haven, Gira gave me her final words of advice.
How many cards do you have left?
6.
You must be getting very close.
I still don't know what I'm looking for.
Perhaps it's whatever Emma has been leading you to.
Merriman says Crawford's been searching literally all over the world for something. I just don't think it was Emma Somerville he was looking for.
But it could be something related to Emma. She came to Starfall in 1929. Mysterious events took place. Adrian was just a boy, but he witnessed those events.
So you think he's just trying to understand what happened?
Surely it's not that simple. But yes, I think he is seeking answers that may only be found in 1929.
Objects you look through. Telescope. Binoculars. Glasses. Telescope. And periscope.
Merriman managed to dig up some old documents and some new information through a connection at county records.
Well, I looked through property records, legal documents, anything that might tell us something about Crawford's family and where they lived. But the only documentation that survived after 1929 was related to a family named Taylor. Looks like they lived in Starfall for generations.
So who are the Taylors?
In 1927, Crawford's father, Surazal, married a woman named Estelle Taylor. She owned the property. I guess it was a fairly big estate, so it was outside of town, but I couldn't find out exactly where.
And that's where Crawford and Celeste survived whatever happened to the town.
Eventually, the estate goes into probate. And guess who quietly buys the property?
So that's why Crawford came back. He really did come home. The only thing of interest in the lighthouse is a toy treasure chest. Looks like it's been here a long time. I just need to figure out how to unlock it.
To solve, click the keyholes until there are 4 keys in the center box, surrounded by 12 skulls. So when I click keyholes.
Along with the spyglass and some other objects, there's half of an old map inside the chest. Looks like it was made by a kid. Maybe Adrian? I follow the directions on the map and point the spyglass to where a gate is supposed to be.
Daniel, what are you doing?
Daniel, what are you doing?
He's only one step ahead of me. Chapter 6, the second card. The Magician.
I climb down from the lighthouse and start walking in the direction of the estate. The force has advanced from where it was 80 years ago. It takes me hours to discover the rock wall and then follow it until I find the gate. It's locked tight with a high voltage line, making it impossible to scale the wall. How did Daniel get inside?
I have no idea. Okay, objects associated with magic. We got tarot deck. We got a Ouija board. We got black cat. Pentagram.
The psychic energy here is very old, but still incredibly strong. It's almost like a magic spell was put on this gate.
Understand, Adrian, there are facts and figures, and there is real knowledge. The nature of life and death, sacrifice and power. Most people are terrified by this. Always remember, fear is weakness, and ignorance is the true sin.
I'll remember, Father.
You have great strength, my son. The arcane, the mystical, the second sight. You'll become a master of these things. But this must be our secret. You will tell no one, not even Estelle can know.
But you said I should treat her like my real mother.
Yes, Adrian, you should treat her well and with affection. But your mother is ill. It is for her own good that she not know what you and I do. This must be our secret. If you ever tell, the punishment will be severe.
Don't hurt the kid, even though he's bad. I mean, that's where he get his bad things, right? His dad. Objects that protect. Gloves. A doggy. Boot, helmet. Fire alarm. Surveillance camera.
I'm sensing memories of Adrian and Celeste. So much fear and loneliness.
What's out there?
Bad things. Bad people.
How do you know they're bad?
They tried to get in here. I had to stop them.
When I was a baby?
Yes, Celeste, when you were a baby.
I think they're gone now. I think there were only nice ladies outside the gate.
No, we can never go out there again.
Who's protecting her? Objects with a hook. Fishing pole. Mouse trap. Umbrella.
I guess Adrian and Celeste lived alone here on this estate for years. Now I think I know what brought them out.
I wonder where that little girl could be. Every time I turn around, she's not there. I wish she'd come talk to me. I'm so lonely.
I can't.
Why?
My brother won't let me.
I'm your aunt, Kira. Tell your brother that I'm your mother's sister, and I've come to take you both home with me.
Aww. Little girl probably listening, right? Okay.
There's a power box on the wall next to the locked gate covered with vines. If I can shut off the power, maybe it will unlock the gate. I can't just cut the wires. I don't know what that would do, but it could set off an alarm and possibly let Crawford know where I am and what I'm doing.
Okay. Start click a vine and cut it back, but don't cut the 4 wires that look similar to the vines. When all the vines are cleared, you'll see an inscribed message. If you have it, friend, enter. Click the dials too, okay. We're gonna cut that one. Oops. Start over. You don't want to get the ones that have the, like this one. Okay.
The power shuts off, and I hear a click come from the gate. I'm inside the estate.
Next, the Empress.
I enter the gate and walk in the direction of the roofs I saw from the lighthouse. Soon I reach a building next to a lake. I step inside and immediately sense an incredibly strong female presence. There's no question that she is the Empress. But there are other energies here as well. Pain, suffering, torture, and death.
Okay, objects that require special cutting. Wood. Straw. Glass.
That first vision of Surzal and Estelle, the one where he has her locked up. This is the building where he held her prisoner.
Aww.
Adrian, I love to hear you play. Can you help me?
I can't cut the chains. I tried.
There is something else you can do later. And there's a special tune I want to teach you.
Objects related to punishment. Yoke. Noose. Handcuffs. Straitjacket. Whip.
This is like what I saw before, except it's later.
I don't want to punish you, Estelle. I don't know everything your gift can do, but I know it is powerful, and you have disobeyed me in the past. You have forced me to use the drugs.
I'll obey you. Please, just let me have my baby.
After tomorrow night, then it won't matter anymore.
You see, I don't resist anymore.
One more day. It would be foolish to take risks.
No.
Now, what I want you to think about is this. Tomorrow night, you will do everything in your power to help me. In exchange, I will let you see your child.
Gross. Okay. Connections. Foot, hand, key, lock, straw, sticks, 2, 3, bricks, 1. There's gotta be a 1 there.
This vision, I recognize both men, Surazal and Edwin Wells. I guess Wells decided to come here after all.
Welcome to Starfall, Mr. Wells.
Surazal?
Should I send for my car?
Yes, please. I hope I'm not too late. I came as fast as I could. There were complications in finding all the items you requested.
Not to worry. All 3 of my guests have arrived. And with 1 day to spare, after some refreshment and rest, you will join us for a great feast. Sadly, my dear wife is not well and must save her strength for tomorrow.
Oh, I'm sorry about your wife, but a feast sounds delightful after months of a mostly wretched Pakistani diet.
And then after, we'll discuss the ritual.
The ritual?
Of course, Mr. Wells. Why else would you be here?
The map I found in the lighthouse had an X marks the spot next to a drawing of a bee. Near the lake I see some old bee boxes, and inside one of them I find what looks like the other half of this treasure map. Now I just need to get that angry bee out of there.
It's very angry. The bee starts with a green aura and will only pass through purple. Click a cell connected by purple and the bee will move to it. This changes the bee's aura to purple and now only pass through red. Okay, move it through purple, red, green, and repeat. Okay. Until we reach this. Purple, red, green. Purple, red. No. Reset. Purple, red, green. Purple, red, green, purple, red, green, red, green, purple, red, green, purple, red, purple, red, green, purple, red, green,
is the other half of the map. There's a path that leads to a castle, and then, beyond that, a secret chamber. But first, I need to go through what looks like maybe a church, or a graveyard. Daniel! I saw you from the lighthouse.
Jess,
What are you doing here?
where are we?
We're on the estate. What's going on?
I was somewhere talking to Crawford. He's here, you know. Here. On the estate.
Are you okay, Daniel? You're looking like a deer in the headlights right now. Literally. You're like
Lauren said there were 5 spiritualists who all disappeared around the same time. 4 of them were here. Surzal, Estelle, Emma, and Wells.
So maybe they all died when the town was destroyed.
But here on the estate, everything's still intact, and they would have been here. Something different happened to them.
Did you realize tonight is All Hallows Eve?
You think that's a coincidence? Jess, are you okay?
I'm being pulled away. I don't want to leave you.
Okay, chapter 7. 4 Swords.
I find myself wandering into this small graveyard. There are headstones dating back hundreds of years, most with the name Taylor. These are my ancestors, but there are no graves for Estelle or Surzal.
Okay. Objects found underground. Okay. Bones. Casket. Treasure chest. Mole. Beat.
Gira didn't know how her sister had become involved with Surzal, but she was certain of how it ended.
I know Surzal was very curious about the gift, always asking questions, even to me. I may have had a small crush on him. He was a big man, very charming, charismatic.
In the visions I've seen, Surzal is abusive and cruel.
I didn't see that side of him.
But you've seen that in his son. Crawford didn't get it from Estelle.
No, Estelle had a pure heart. And like Celeste, she died because of it.
Surzal killed her?
No, he died with his wife. They were both murdered by Adrian.
Objects that come in 4s. Ace. Horseman. Car tires.
Death is everywhere here on the estate. The strongest images come from the main house. Surzal's guests knew they were going to die long before they did.
My esteemed guests, the ancient Celts believed that on this, the last night of October, the boundary between the living and dead dissolved. It is most appropriate that our endeavor take place this night. Mrs. Summer, you are the last to know the nature of our business. Tonight, we will unlock an ancient mystery, the ritual of Mohenjo-Daro.
I'd like to go on record as saying...
Mr. Wells, if you could be so kind as to tell Mrs. Summer the fascinating history of the ritual.
Everyone is just a freaking cult people. I don't know. Spade. These are connections. Spade. And then we have wands. Sword, wand. Cup, wand, sword. Pentacle. Oh. Diamond heart.
Most of the information Merriman found through the globe at the minaret dated back to 1929 or before. One exception was a rumored event that supposedly took place in 1943.
I told you there were 4 areas on the globe where most of the data was centered. In Berlin, there's a bunch of info on a group called the Thule Society. Depending on the source, Thule was either a mythical island or a real lost city.
Like those old cities in Pakistan. So the Thule Society does what?
Well, in 1945, some of their members, including a guy named Heinrich Himmler, got together, and according to some of the eyewitness accounts, they made several attempts to, and I quote, summon a spirit.
Nice. How'd that work for them?
Depends on who you ask. Some say it worked, others ended up in asylums.
The Fool.
Beyond the graveyard, I find a path leading to the main house. It's like some enchanted castle where everyone magically disappeared.
Cut. Axe. Guillotine. Knife.
Now I'm picking up on the last thing that happened here. There was a big feast, and something to do with a knife.
Bravo, Laroche.
Merci, la dame et les messieurs.
What do you think of him?
He frightens me.
There is nothing to fear, Aiken. You are the King of Swords. All shall bow before you. But first, there is a test you must pass. A test of strength and loyalty. Tonight, you will bring your sister and follow us to the secret
Why
chamber.
her?
Can you be brave and protect your sister?
Yes, Father.
As I told you, your stepmother is very ill. You must make sure she doesn't accidentally harm the baby.
After I touch several of the objects, the room suddenly transforms before me, appearing as it did that night in 1929.
Wow. Okay, objects in a circus. Clown, elephant, poor elephant. Juggler, balloon. Trapeze.
I remember LaRoche's name. He wrote the note to Surazal, telling him that All Hallows' Eve was the perfect time to do the ritual, but that was all I knew about him. Lauren was able to give us more details on LaRoche.
So there's Emma Somerville, Mr. Wells, Surazal, and Estelle Taylor.
It's 4. Who's number 5?
Henri Laroche. He was a serious student of mysticism and the occult, famously known as the Fool. He gained fame as a performer in the Cirque de Paris.
And he ties in with the others?
Just Surazal. They were both in the circus for a time. Then, on the night of October 31st, 1899, there was a huge fire. Only a handful of people survived. Laroche was horribly scarred. He was never seen again without a mask.
Okay, objects associated with France. Buckwheat, wine, fleur-de-lis, French flag. There's Eiffel Tower somewhere. Croissant.
On the globe at the minaret, one of the
there.
hot spots was France. While doing some research on Edwin Wells, Daniel found out what the French connection was.
According to him, they're all connected. Mohenjo-Daro, Angkor Wat, Babylon, the Maya, Roanoke. If he'd lived to see it, I'm sure he would have added Starfall to the list.
Basically, Wells was one of the world's first conspiracy theorists.
Yeah, pretty much.
I assume he has a theory?
He believed they discovered a ritual that opened a passage between this world and the afterworld. There were symbols etched on some stone tablets. Wells heard rumors that the symbols were translated during a seance, and then someone performed the ritual, with disastrous results.
So how would this ritual cause cities to be abandoned?
Most of them weren't abandoned. The people were wiped out, apparently by each other. The bodies they found at Starfall, they'd all been murdered or committed suicide.
Okay. Justice card.
From the banquet hall, I follow the trail of memories underground. I find natural caves that were dug out and reinforced a long time ago. At the end of a long passage, I come to a large wooden door locked tight from this side.
Okay, objects used by a magician. A wand, playing card, top hat, a saw, rabbit.
I created this chamber specifically for tonight. Its existence is known to no one except my family and you three. After you, Mr. Well. Make yourselves comfortable. I'll return with my wife momentarily.
The scene is seductive in 1929, but the truth is revealed when the illusion vanishes.
Ew. Oh. Just poor souls. Objects that begin in 7s.
What is the meaning of this?
It's none of your concern.
I won't go along with this outrage.
You will do as I say. My wife is not well. Despite my concerns, she insists on being here and has agreed, in exchange, to get medical attention first thing tomorrow morning.
Shall we begin? Everyone, join hands.
Opposites. Angel. The demon. Dog. Cat.
You must help me.
Nous sommes joints and see.
Come to us.
Come to us.
Find us.
It hears us.
Quel était celui?
Not use your gift against me. Your daughter is here. You do want to see her again, don't you? There! Look!
Listen, stupid tale. Anything of me.
Come to us. Come to the light.
It's a woman!
The baby.
I'm sorry I had to do this. It was the only way. I had to summon you, Jess.
What's happening?
They've opened a door to the other side. I brought you here before something else could come through. The door opened here this night has not been sealed. Darkness will escape into the world until it's closed.
But I have no memory of any of this.
What I've done here is start the circle. You have come to close it. You must make certain that events transpire exactly as they did. Everything you need to know you've learned on your journey here. Answer as truthfully as you can, and then you must help me to speak. Help me to speak, granddaughter.
Jess travels from 1929 back to 2009. I guess this was when this game came out.
You see? I told you we were looking for the same thing.
Why Daniel?
I didn't do anything to that boy. It's the power emanating from this place. Even you must.
That's a little boy.
Something came
I think.
Happens every time. Hell on earth.
So what happened here?
I remember seeing your face as you appeared right here. But I always wondered about you, who you were, how you were created.
Why aren't you in here, along with the other corpses?
I'll tell you why. Because he murdered them all.
Kira? My God, you've let yourself go.
Whatever he's told you, Jess, do not believe it.
Estelle said I need to complete a circle, close the door.
Did she say how?
Everything needs to happen exactly as it did that night.
Well, that's all I want.
Liar!
What has she told you? That I've been hunting her? Ludicrous! Why would I need you? I had Celeste. What she wants is revenge.
Another lie.
She loved my father. I was the next best thing. When I told her what I'd done, she began plotting for this day.
He wants to bring his father back, And doing that will throw open the door to the other side. What happened to Starfall will happen everywhere.
You think I want that?
We need to know what to do.
I told you, Jess. You will only be safe with me.
Yeah, right.
She's willing to sacrifice you.
Tell me what to do.
This sequence, remember.
King of Swords, that is the card.
Fool, Empress, Queen of Cups, Hierophant, Magician.
Okay.
The spirit must first answer specific questions to prove its identity.
What is tonight? All Hallows Eve. Where are we? Starfall. How many of us here have attempted the ritual before? 2.
This is the entity we seek. Now it must choose. Will you join together our collective energies by identifying the cards we have chosen? Or will you identify the card in the center of the table and what it represents?
We're gonna...
I have no idea what the card in the center is for, unless that's what Gira was referring to. And Crawford named 5 tarot cards. But are they the correct ones?
Let's choose 5 different tarot cards. Click for instructions. Click the cards that represent the 5 people at the table in the correct sequence 1 to 5, and then click continue. Hint, each tarot has a number on it. After 5 incorrect guesses, you'll get another hint. Okay. The Fool. The Empress. Strength, I think. Magician.
The numbers are 0, 3, 8, 5, and 1. The cards that represent you are the Fool, the Empress, Strength, the Hierophant, and the Magician.
Good. What do you ask of us in exchange?
Before the ritual can be completed, you must allow this one to speak.
Yes.
Adrian, save your sister!
Adrian!
Yes!
Adrian!
Bye. You were supposed to become your sister, so there you go. Okay. So... You did it. You deduced that the correct sequence of cards was 03851. The same numbers from the cell phone message that led Jess to begin Bayup. The voices she heard came from the people in the chamber back in 1929 calling out for the entity to join them. Jess started hearing voices on the telephone and seeing visions of Emma and Somerville leading her to the chamber because Estill had redirected the energy of the ritual toward Jess and away from the evil things Surazel intended. Estill knew that Jess would have to repeat the steps of the ritual, including identifying the cards that represented each person in the chamber. The 5 numbers which Estill taught Adrian to play on the flute were clues for Jess. The events of that night are now complete. The fabric of time has been mended. However, it seems that some dark energy crossed over before Jess could repair the damage. And what about Crawford and Gira? Apparently the boat lied to her about what she should do in the ritual. Is there even any more of the story that what Jess has discovered so far? Jess leaves Beacon Bay and returns to her father's boat. Depending on the choice he made between Daniel and Merriman, Jess is either determined to carry on alone or excited to see the man she loves.
So, your grandmother, Estelle, basically channeled everyone at the ritual to summon you instead of the thing that usually gets out?
Right. But I think she broke some kind of rule by doing it, and that's why things couldn't be resolved until now.
And Crawford did actually kill his parents, but only because Estelle wanted him to.
She also taught him to play those 5 notes I kept hearing.
So this whole Surazal created, you Taylors got it all stitched up, right?
As far as I can tell. I wanted to talk to Gira, or even Crawford, but they're both gone. I guess I served my one purpose, and now they're done with me.
And you're not happy about that?
I just wish I knew what happens now. Is there more stuff to deal with, or was this it? What, something you know that I don't?
Let's just say I'm pretty sure you and I both have some unfinished business. You know how to find me. In the meantime, you got somebody waiting for you.
Boyfriend.
Now I understand why you didn't want to leave the boat.
But I shouldn't have stayed away so long. I'm just glad you waited for me.
Speaking of waiting, it's practically like we're on a honeymoon anyway.
I see what he did there.
What?
You know.
Yes. As soon as we take care of one last thing.
Seriously? What?
We'll talk about it later. Right now, I'm starved.
You always do this. What is it about stressing me out that makes you hungry?
I don't know. I think you're right.
That's nice. Okay. So that was 3 cards to Dead Time. Hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more. Bye!